I was already halfway through the wall when the door handle turned by itself. Not the front door. The hidden one behind the vending machine. I manage overnight maintenance at a mid-range motel off Route 3. Cheap carpet, stale coffee, keys that stick. 3 weeks ago, the soda machine on the first floor started jamming. Guests complained. I rocked it. I unplugged it. I even pried open the panel. The cans weren't stuck. The machine was bolted into the wall like it was hiding a cavity. At 2:17 a.m. last Tuesday, the front desk phone rang. Room 104. A man's voice, thin and careful. "Something's tapping in the hallway," he said. I heard it too when I stepped out. Tap, tap, tap. Not from the carpet. From inside the wall behind the vending machine. I pulled the machine forward. Dust lifted like ash. Behind it was a steel door, waist-wide, painted the same beige as the hallway. No handle, just a recessed latch and a faded stencil, "Service." The tapping stopped. Then, soft from the other side, 3 knuckles, once. I should have called the manager. Instead, I slid my flat head into the latch. The door unsealed with a breath like a freezer opening. Cold air, bleach, something metallic. A narrow passage stretched away, ribbed with studs and cables, the kind of gap contractors leave when they build fast and cheat space. "Hello?" I called. My voice folded into the dark and came back a fraction late, as if the hallway had a throat. I stepped inside with my phone flashlight. The door swung most of the way closed. I didn't like that. 20 feet in, the passage took a left and narrowed. The drywall showed patchwork scars, circles where something had been cut and resealed. On one panel, a pencil note, "Do not service while occupied." Occupied by what? I heard it again. Tap, tap, tap. Closer now, but above me. I aimed the light and found an access hatch in the ceiling, a square of plywood with 2 screws missing. The wood flexed, something pressed from the other side like a palm through skin. "Sir?" I said, because that's what you say in a motel when you need the world to make sense. The hatch bowed, then settled. A whisper came through the seam. Dry, papery. "Cold in here." "Are you stuck?" I asked. "Not anymore," it said. The access panel slid sideways with a soft screech. Dark above, and then a face lowered into the beam. Not upside down like a person. Sideways, like it was peering through a slit between rooms. Its eyes didn't blink. They reset, as if the lids remembered after the fact. I stepped back and bumped the wall. The face tracked me but didn't move with a neck. "Room," it said. "Which one?" "What?" I asked. "Which room?" it repeated, patient and wrong. Behind me, the steel door whispered shut. The latch clicked. My light jittered as my hand shook. I forced a laugh I didn't feel. "This is a service corridor," I said, like rules could glue the world back together. It tilted its head, a slow bird. "Service," it echoed. "For rooms." It reached down. The arm was wrong in length. Elbow in the middle, then another hinge that wasn't a joint at all. It tapped the wall beside my face exactly 3 times. On the other side of that wall, the hallway knock answered back. 3 times, perfect, like a matched recording. I ran. The corridor tightened. Electrical cables brushed my shoulders. The steel door wouldn't budge when I hit it. From inside the wall, closer, the thing's tapping sped up, playful now. I pulled the vending machine plug from my pocket, habit, and jabbed it into the outlet. The machine hummed alive. Coils spun. Behind the door, the tapping stopped. I pressed my ear to the seam. I heard soft counting. 104, 105, 106. It was listing room numbers. When it reached 117, it said, "Pleased, empty." I yanked the door latch with both hands and felt it loosen. It opened 3 inches, enough to bleed the corridor's cold into the hall. I slid out, shoved the vending machine back against the wall, and shouldered it until the casters bit carpet. On the front of the machine, the display flickered. Service. Then it scrolled a time, 2:17, over and over like a reminder. Room 117 checked in the next night. Single traveler, late arrival. When I passed with towels, I heard tapping behind his headboard. 3 knuckles, once. He didn't call the desk. But in the morning, the sheets were turned down on both sides. Like housekeeping had made the bed from the inside. I left a sign on the soda machine that day. Out of order. I didn't unplug it. I haven't since. Some doors don't want to be quiet. They want to be fed. The building was older than its paint. I'd lived in 7B long enough to know the weight of my steps that wouldn't upset the woman below. At the end of the hall was a sky blue utility door with a porthole window. No knob, just a push bar. Tenants used it as a landmark. Past the blue door, second left. One Wednesday, the super taped a note. Do not open. Negative pressure test. Fine by me. But that night, the elevator died and the hallway turned warm, stale. From behind the blue door came a faint rattling. At 1:03 a.m., my phone buzzed. Can you let me in? Wrong side. No name. Then, 3 quick taps on the porthole. I looked. But the hallway beyond wasn't ours. Same shape, different bones. Far down stood a figure, head tilted, listening. My phone buzzed again. Please. Cold here. I touched the glass. It was cold. No draft, but my breath fogged the window. I returned to 7B, but the buzzing didn't stop. Please. Let me in. I replied. Who are you? Neighbor. Wrong side. Door only opens from yours. I went to check the latch. The hallway felt too long. Behind the glass, the figure was closer, still turned away. Its coat had no seams, just smooth black surface. I pushed the bar slightly. Air pulled at the crack like it was thirsty. The figure turned slightly. No ear, just a smooth patch. Another shadow slid down the wall, head first, aligning with my reflection. When I moved, it moved. When I breathed, it delayed, then fogged the glass from the other side. I pushed the bar an inch more. A whisper came. Hold it, please. Something rounded the far corner. Not walking, rolling, then unfolding into a long, disjointed person. It smiled. No teeth. The second shadow tilted its head to match mine. The push bar slid easier under my palm. Almost, the whisper said. I pulled back. But the door kept opening. The other side was pushing too. I slammed it shut. The tape ripped. 3 gentle taps followed. Then a text. Rude. I blocked the door with a bookcase. The lights steadied. Silence. 2 days passed. On Saturday, workers came to replace the door. When they pulled the old one free, something leaned into the gap. A sleeve without fingers, tapping once. They didn't see it. I did. The new door looked the same, but pale gray. Label near the hinge, service. That night, a notification lit my phone. Service would like to send you notifications. I tapped don't allow. At 1 a.m. Buzz. New alert. Thank you for updating. Room sinking in progress. Estimated time 2:17. Then 3 soft taps. A whisper through the glass. Which room? I reinforced the door. The breathing stopped. The lights warmed. Sunday evening, the super returned. He scanned a keycard into a panel I hadn't seen. LEDs blinked, synced, ready service. He listened at the porthole, nodded. Then taped over my warning sign with a white square. Just a time, 2:17. I didn't take it down. The door doesn't need instructions anymore. It knows which side I sleep on.